Nick has the most beautiful little baby.
Yes, great.
And so good, too. So I will be brief because I think a lot of really important things have already been said. So first of all, in terms of like why I care about this as governor, Rich and the secretary spent a lot of time talking about the implications of us having so many people with diabetes, so many people who are overweight, with high blood pressure, with high glucose levels. I mean, all the things that just have an unbelievably important impact on the health of our state, which, by the way, translates to all of our pocketbooks. And I'm all into freedom, and people can make whatever choice they want to make for themselves. But at some point, we have to say that freedom, when it starts impacting the rest of us and how much we have to pay for health care and the like, I think there is something there for us to discuss. The other thing about this issue is that solving so much of this is within our own control. And this is not about pointing fingers and sort of blaming the system for the fact that people aren't healthy. This is something that every one of us, in our own families, can take control of. And just, I'm grateful to Nick for his flexibility with the scheduling. We were supposed to do this last week, and ironically, the reason we didn't do it was because of the incredible snow. And so I went out that day, and I went to visit some of the Del Dot yards to thank the people from Del Dot who were out plowing and the like. And I met a guy who was running one of the yards, and our Secretary of Transportation was with me, and he introduced us, and he said, this guy has lost 160 pounds over the last 18 months. And he had a picture, and I took a look at the picture, and I said, how did you do it? Because he looks great. And I said, how did you do it? And he said, I woke up one day, and I decided I was going to take a 15-minute walk. And it started with one day. And he said, I liked it. And the next day I did it again. And in about a week I decided I wanted to try to run. And I ran, and I only got a few steps. But he kept going. And so I think this idea, I think that Michael and Nick both talked about, you just don't want to set yourself up for failure. Start. And every one of us can. And there are simple things that we can do. The simplest, Rich talked about the 5-2-1 almost none. I mean, those sugary beverages, it's unbelievable. I mean, how many calories in one can? 150, 180, something like that. I mean, it's a lot. And, the 5-2-1 almost none is just such an easy thing for us to talk with our kids about, and something that we can all control. And I can tell you, just from a personal standpoint, I decided last year, I mean, I've always been reasonably fit, but I decided last year I wanted to take it to the next level. And so just about a year ago, and I feel better than I've ever felt before. I wake up, I probably work out 6 days a week. I worked out first thing this morning, and I've really just tried to take control. I have to admit that the iPad helps a lot, because what it means is while I'm doing my cardio, I can get caught up with all the pop culture and all the TV shows and everything else. But 650 calories and 45 minutes later, I feel fantastic. And it just, I mean, whatever it is, it's sort of everybody can have their own path. Whether it's, and I'm glad that Secretary Landgraf mentioned the bike trails, including, I mean, right here in Newark, there's some unbelievable bike trails, both for road bike, and you get up to White Clay, some incredible trails for mountain bikers, for walking. We just unveiled a couple months ago the new Mike Castle Trail down at the C&D Canal. It's awesome. I mean, and it's beautiful, and it's like 9 miles in each direction. It's going to be a little bit longer by next summer, and it's going to go all the way into Delaware City. But we're investing across the state so that people can get out. And so there's so many steps that we can take, and I think having people like Nick, who have sort of seized on this as a personal passion, but also translated it into I think what he described as a community. And I think that is so important. I think the insight that you have gleaned, which is it's a lot of you see so many stronger results when people are accountable to each other, and when they feel like there's a whole team and they've got that kind of support network, is really valuable. And so I am just, I wanted to be here today as we kick off this 31 days to a healthier you. I'm urging anybody who is listening, and sort of, whether it's radio or TV or other media, to know that all you have to do is start with something small. And if it means you're starting with a 15-minute walk tomorrow, it's going to feel good. And that doesn't mean you have to run a mile the next day. But take it at your pace. Watch what you eat. The one thing I really did find, the exercise is great, but the exercise without watching your diet is insufficient. And so it's really watching, making sure that you do small steps can yield huge results as long as you're willing to keep it up. And so really appreciate your hosting us today. Nick, to the entire Fusion team, we appreciate your allowing us to be here, to helping us tell your story. It's great that you've got a new member in the mayor. You don't get much better publicity than that, I have to say. And to all of you, we appreciate your support, and this is really important. This will not only help us as a state in terms of being a healthier state, in terms of dealing with healthcare costs and the like, but it will transform. This has the potential of transforming individual lives, and that's really what it's all about. So good to be with all of you. We hope you have a fantastic year here at Fusion with lots of growth, and to people across the state. Let's make tomorrow the first day of a new us. Thanks.